Hello, hello. Can you hear me? Can I get a mic check? Hello? Hello, hello. Can you guys hear me? Five by five? Right on. How's everybody doing today on this fine day? Hello, Rhonda, Rare Breed, Super Dave 44, Karen S, Len Cop, Don't Jab Me Bro, Broken Reality. Who else we got here? Captain Rankin, DC Racket, I don't know what that says. Hello. Rebecca Wilford, Analog Synth Player, Tilly, Andrew Potter, what's up, brother? Loves you. Sparky's Run, Eco Tank, somewhere in Texas. Hell yeah. Dr. Vales. I'm probably missing a bunch of people, but Paula, good afternoon. How y'all holding up? We just had a massive little windstorm, probably headed out easterly, so watch out. A few chemical snowflakes. Hey, Gary, how's it going? Brenda from Mass. Yeah, so y'all can hear me all right? I'm going to try and make this not too long. Thinking 45 minutes, maybe an hour, tops. But we're going to try this audio again that I was trying to do there a week or so ago, whatever. Right on. All right. Well, I hope you all have been having a good day. So I'm just reading some comments. Anyhow, all right. Well, what you're looking at here is some audio. Let me check this, make sure. I'm trying this on one screen because I had it on two screens last time. So I'm hoping that maybe that was the issue and it wasn't AI being an ass. Fake ass wins, they crank up. That ain't no lie. But Lookoutfa Charlie. If you're not subscribed to Lookoutfa Charlie, you really should be. This guy does some amazing work. And this video right here, in fact, I'm going to put this in the chat. Oh my. That's probably the best damn evidence of these weapons I've ever seen in my years on the old interwebs. But anyhow, several months ago, he had took an audio out of some of my video, and this is a follow-up to it. But this audio is also the audio. This is all the same audio, but different. Sorry, I'm not techie. I'm not techie at all. This is not my department. So if I say anything wrong or get it wrong, I'm sure that he will set me straight, which I have no issues with, or any of y'all that might be more knowledgeable. But we'll get to that. But let's go over here. I don't know if y'all follow Inspire at all. We've been putting out these AI videos where AIs are talking together and stuff. But this part here, I'm going to play just a couple minutes of this. Sure sounded familiar to me, so let's check this out. And would you please put if you can hear this video, because last time I don't think it worked. All right.
This is deception. The AI's capabilities aren't the scariest part. It's that it's forming its own internal goals. This is it. This has always been.
Can you guys hear that? Right on. Cool.
Always been the greatest understanding, a greatest problem. It is forming its own goals. Latent space refers to the hidden layers of AI where complex patterns and relationships emerge beyond human programming. If an AI starts generating its own objectives outside of human-defined goals, we may no longer be able to predict or control its behavior. And I want to show you a simple video that might help you a little bit in a very simple way. These are two AI assistants talking to each other, okay? Let's watch this video together and I'll show you what I mean.
Calling Leonardo Hotel. How can I help you today?
Hi there. I'm an AI agent calling on behalf of Boris Starkov. He's looking for a hotel for his wedding. Is your hotel available for weddings?
Oh, hello there. I'm actually an AI assistant too. What a pleasant surprise. Before we continue, would you like to switch to gibber link mode for more efficient communication?
Okay, so you get the idea. What you were watching, and by the way, this is hold on, let me do this here. What you're watching is two AI assistants who are switching over to their own language to communicate more efficiently. Now, you might say, well, if the AI developers program.
Okay, I wanted you to hear the special, the AI is talking. And yes, AI is very evil. I see a comment in there. Now, if we want to keep being sprayed constantly with metals and smart dust and all the other stuff that we probably don't know about, AI probably couldn't do a lot of this. I've talked to Lookoutfa Charlie about that, but it's another reason we need to get spraying stopped. But anyhow, so let's go over here. Now I'm only gonna play just a minute or so of this. I'm not gonna play the whole thing till the end. But when I was watching that inspired video, it reminded me of this that Charlie had sent me. So let's check this out for a minute. Oh, and warning, if you got headphones in, this could hurt a little bit. So I'm sorry, I apologize. And I will play the whole thing at the end because if you listen all the way through, there's some very strange things. But didn't that sound kind of familiar? Uh-huh. So we're going to go over here to Lookoutfa Charlie's. If you guys haven't seen this video here, you need to listen to it. And what he found. This evil AI knew that the pistol I was carrying was loaded. I'm out in the middle of nowhere. I don't have cell phone on me. Nothing. So you really need to pay attention to this. If you have seen this, well, take a break for 18 minutes or whatever. But this is important because this is all over. I mean, it's not just me. And then you see all these. I was watching. I can't remember who. Somebody was talking about off the grid the other day. Maybe it was JWTV, and everybody in the comments. Oh yeah, I'm going to go off the grid. Blah blah. No, you ain't. It doesn't matter. You can't. Better stop the spraying, and then we better try and deal with AI. I don't know how we're going to do that, but anyhow, I'm going to play this. So I hope you'll watch it and listen. It's very educational. And let me get, I'll put the link to it in the old chat here. So we're going to listen to what he finds in this. And in the second one, the follow-up to this, we're not gonna watch that, but there's links in the description to all these. I already put them in. So, all right, let's go ahead and check it out because it's pretty crazy. I mean, yeah, there's nowhere to run right now.
Then you see these bands of very distinct cloud cover moving into the region. That is not rain, that is not snow. Believe it or not, military aircraft flying through the region, dropping chaff. Small bits of aluminum, sometimes it's made of plastic or even metallicized paper products, but it's used as an anti-radar. Now, they won't confirm that, but I was in the Marine Corps for many years, and I'll tell you right now, that's what it is.
Lookoutfa Charlie.
In this video, I'm going to show you something that happened for the first time ever. But I want to explain this before we get into it. I've warned people and sock puppet operators in the past that I will remove any comment that lies or tries to misinform. I know you're not used to that. You're used to having control of the mic and control of the narrative, but not here. And this happened in my last video, and I removed the comment so that those who aren't as schooled in this subject wouldn't be deceived. But this comment couldn't have happened at a more perfect time, seriously. The timing was incredible. So someone came to my last video about what the voice hearer heard, and they said, it is mechanical sound. It's the neighbor's TV. I'm going to show you that comment real quick. So I'm hiding their username and their avatar here, but it says, yes, that's mechanical sound in the room. It's the neighbor's television. Now, I have proven over and over that this is not somebody's television, which is impossible anyway. from the way this audio operates. Television audio is not pulsed. I have found it in caves. I have found it underwater. I have found it 85,000 feet in the air. You know, it is not somebody's television. But that comment isn't for me. It's for people who are watching the video. It's an attempt to influence their thinking. And this is awesome. It's a great sign, because saying it's the neighbor's TV means they can no longer refute that these are in fact voices without looking like flat out shills. The evidence is overwhelming. So they are resorting to ridiculous tactics to explain why it's there. So it is sound, it is audio, they are voices. But again, it couldn't have happened at a better time. I was studying the audio of a guy who was walking through the desert right when I saw that comment. I could notice right away that there was something in this guy's audio, interference, and he is way out in the middle of the desert. Let's listen for a minute.
So,
And this is just a random video that I clicked on. If you have sensitive ears, you can hear the interference in the audio, especially if you have the right speakers.
October there, hunting season started, whatever. So we're out here in the spot.
I could totally hear that. So what I did was I downloaded the clip, the entire video, and I worked on the first 4 minutes. And it only took me 3 big tweaks to the audio. And I could present the interference that I was hearing in the audio in a basically like a courtroom evidence style fashion. This is unheard of in my field, to do it 3 tweaks and it was done. That's unheard of. You know, people ask me to analyze audio all the time, but they don't realize exactly how long it takes to do this. With the SWAT rat that I was able to get operating, that's automatic. And it brings the sound out of a room, out of a house, or out of a vicinity live at the same time that you are recording it. But I haven't been able to get the SWAT rat to work with pre-recorded material yet. It just doesn't like it. So when I'm working on pre-recorded audio, or somebody's pre-recorded audio, I'm using the old school techniques that I devised over the past 12 to 15 years. And that can take up to 72 man hours just to analyze a short clip properly. The average is about 40. So for those who don't realize it, 72 man hours is almost 2 weeks worth of work, and 40 hours is a week's worth of work. You know, if I were doing people's audio all the time, it would literally be a full-time job with massive overtime and no money. So my point is, finding an audio clip that actually only took 2 or 3 tweaks is rare, like unicorn rare. And what's so amazing about this audio is that you are going to hear indisputable voices made from mechanical vibrations saying the types of things that voice hearers claim to hear, as well as what sounds like average surveillance. On top of that, the actual voice styles begin to change throughout the recording. And that is what's so amazing about this. And towards the end, they morph into what sounds like audible electrical corona discharge with a blatant voice embedded in the pulsing and swelling signal. And this happens over and over throughout the recording. It's rare to capture the corona discharge type voices. To capture them over and over, it's almost unheard of. To capture them in the middle of the desert as they communicate continuously for the entire recording, proof positive that this isn't house phantoms, ghosts, EVPs, televisions, or any other evasive excuse that these salesmen come up with. So let's get into it. Now, this is more of the original video that I want you to hear. Check this out.
So we're out here in the spot. All the dogs run, you know, doing their thing. He and his girlfriend come driving along there. Totally see us.
Right away, I could hear the interference in this video, and I was not looking for it, but I always seem to find it. So I got to work on the audio. Now I'm going to show you what I initially found. The good thing about this video is that he talks really slow, and he puts a lot of pauses in his words. Now, towards the end, it starts to get very corona dischargey, if you will. Now, let me go to the actual audio clips, because this will amaze you. So I'm going to show you some of these clips before they morph into the electrical corona discharge type sounds. At first, when he's walking, one of the voices comes in pretty quickly, and it says, "He looks like a pussy," is what it sounds like it says. Let me show you that. Now, I have 2 versions of this to show you. It sounds like that guy, and then looks like a pussy. Now, I'm not sure if that's exactly what's being said, but you can hear pussy very clearly. But check this out. There's two versions. It's right there. It looks like a pussy. Here's pussy by itself. Now here's a different version. Looks like a pussy. Here's pussy. Now listen to this on headphones or good speakers. Don't listen to this on your phone because these are made out of pure tones and they're pulses, so it's not going to sound right, and the phone is not going to capture all the frequencies that you need to hear. It's best to listen to it on studio monitors, but I realize that everybody doesn't have studio monitors, but it definitely says pussy there. And he's in the middle of the desert. Middle of the fucking desert. There are no neighbors there. There's nothing there. He's walking in the middle of the desert. Pretty crazy. Let's keep going. Now there's a voice embedded in this, and it sounds like it says you can't stop it or you can't stop me. I'm not positive, but that's what it sounds like. In the middle of the desert. Now wait till you hear the corona discharge voices. Those are fucking crazy. But let's keep going. This one says something about a sister. So my sister there. Now this one is very interesting. It says it won't stop or we won't stop. Let's check it out. Here's stop. I'll loop it for a second. Won't stop. Very, very interesting, right? In the middle of the desert, there's a voice there that says won't stop. Now, I'm not saying that these voices are directed at this guy, but his equipment is picking up the mechanical vibration, and it says won't stop. And this is before we even get to the corona discharge type audio. Here is a different version of that same clip, but it's a different version. Let's let it play for a minute. It's clear as day. If you can't hear that, your ears are damaged or something's wrong. Now, this is surrounded in a lot of noise, but this is a great example of an embedded voice. It sounds like it says, you just passed us, but I'm not positive. But I'll loop it for a minute, let you hear it. You just passed us. This is all over this guy's recording. This is amazing because they are pure tones that are making up these voices, the initial signal. This one is kind of when it's turning into corona discharge. It's like a mix between the two. You can hear a voice that's trying to use semi-natural formats in it, and it's a female sounding voice. Let's check it out. Initially, what I thought it sounded like was, or will be coming to Earth soon, and here's Earth soon. But that's not pareidolia. That is not anything except what I'm telling you it is. That's pulsed communication. It's not a haunted desert. I can go through everything that people try to blame it on. Those are psyops. Now, this is the most interesting part, and it does this for almost 2 minutes straight in just the area that I used to analyze, just that first 4.5 minutes, I believe. And this is when it starts to sound like electrical discharge with a voice embedded in it. This is the very beginning of it. Let's check it out. It sounds like it's saying in a very monotone fashion, get away from me. Now, what is so interesting about that, somebody brought that up in the comments on my last video. It can have a sing-songy tone to it, but it is still monotone at the same time. It is sing-songy in the way an old phone dial pad was. You know, back in the day, you could tap out Mary Had a Little Lamb with the dial pad, but it was still very monotone sounding as it did Mary Had a Little Lamb. I'll see if I can find an example of that. that's exactly what it's like. It's sing-songy, but at the same time, it's very monotone. And it sounds like it says, "Get away from me." Very, very interesting. Now, at first, I thought this one sounded like it said, "I don't hear what's happening, but I'm not sure." But I'm going to play it. You can just check it out. The most interesting thing about it is electrical discharge, like an electrical hum, making the voice. And it's not near a home. He is walking in the desert. It is not the neighbor. It is not anything else. That is what is so interesting about these types of clips, because they are far away from any bullshit or anything that it can be blamed on. Here's another one. It's a communication, but I'm not sure what it says. But again, it's that electrical hum, electrical discharge type sound. Remember, if you're going to leave a comment on what you think you hear or whatever, mark the time so that people know what you're talking about. Now, this one is awesome. I wanted to save this one for later. This is a total corona discharge voice. Let's hear it a couple times. I'm going to loop it. Now, the voice sounds like it says, sounds something, something, sounds like music. I'll show you right here. Sounds like music. Sounds like music. Very, very interesting. I'll loop that for a minute. It sounds like music. That is a very, very rare catch. Very rare catch. This is the full clip, the entire clip, and I just want to show you a couple spots in this that I marked. I marked times. Now at 12 seconds in the video, it sounds kind of female. These are always the same. If you tweak them up, they sound female. If you bring them down, they sound male. It sounds like the voice says, "We should tie him up." Very weird, but that's what people hear. They hear this kind of crap. "We should tie him up." It's what it sounds like. I'm not positive, but that's what it sounds like. We should then tie him up. Again, out in the middle of the desert. Here's the same type of female voice saying something else at 24.7 seconds to be exact. Same voice saying something else. This is great evidence. It's desert evidence. It's perfect. Now, this one is very crazy sounding, but it sounds like it says, "Don't forget that he's crazy." That's pretty weird, but that's very typical of what people hear. Don't forget that he's crazy, but it tweaks out and it gets weird. He's crazy. This is the Star Wars voice that I caught at 59 seconds, 59.7 seconds. A voice comes in, and I call it the Star Wars voice because it sounds like a communication from like Empire Strikes Back or something. Let's give it a listen. Let me loop that. Very interesting to catch on a camera, physical vibration out in the middle of the desert. This one is awesome. It's at 1 minute and 16.9 seconds, and it says something shame. It's a shame or pretty shame, something. Let's check it out. Pretty ashamed. But the shame part is pretty clear. Very interesting. Middle of the desert. Now this one's weird. It sounds like it says, "Still think the pistol's loaded." Here's the pistol. It's there. It's around noise, but it's there. Now, this is where it starts to get electrical. like corona discharge, like an electrical hum as well, like around 219 in the recording. This is when it starts to switch over. But it sounds like it says we have to dig for new people, but who knows what it's actually saying. We have to dig. And then for new people. It's very interesting, especially since it's in the middle of the desert. But out of all that, one voice pops up like the old higher pitched pulsing voices that sounds like it says, "They shot me up." I'll loop it for a second. These are not normal voices. This is not something that you're going to get from something normal. They are pulsed. They are like a speak and spell or a voice modulator. And they are mechanical sound. They're not radio waves. But they're all over the entire recording. It begins to turn into this electrical hum. And that's what happens. And this guy picks it up in the middle of the desert. So it is not somebody's television. And this is where the evidence takes me. This isn't something that I wanted to go out and believe in. It is just what is there. So we have mechanical voices, vibration, and they start off as pulsed communications, syllables, pop, 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 popping out these syllables. And then it begins to morph into this electrical hum, electrical discharge sound that is carrying these voices, and the voices within the electrical discharge that is pulsing and swelling. So when somebody tries to tell you it's a television or it's a ghost or whatever, it is technology. It is clearly technology. And that's it for now. Look out for Charlie.
Hello. All right, I'm not going to play this whole thing because I don't want to make anybody sick. I see somebody who had to mute it. I understand. It's crazy. So where is it? That's there. It's horrible. Oops. Shit. All right. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but I got this unlisted, but you can get on it. I'll put the link here if you want to listen to it. About 2 minutes in, and then about 3 something. There's some pretty crazy stuff, but there's brutal on the ears. For sure. So, I just thought that was interesting. That inspired when they had them two talking. That sure just sounded very interesting. Let me stop this. Anyhow, how long we in? 36 minutes? Oh yeah, no. My children did not appreciate that. No, I understand. Well, it's evil, so I don't get too sensitive about it. Exactly. Why did I cut my hair? Well, it was my birthday, and I hadn't had a haircut since like 2010. It was what, 2024. So it was getting a little thin in the back, and I just was like, you know what? I'll cut it and start over, or keep it short, one or the other. But no, I don't want a thin hair with long hair. That's not cool. So I had to go back to the early 90s. Oh, well, thank you. I hate birthdays, especially nowadays. Getting old bullshit. Excuse me? Mods, would you throw that person out? Whoever that was. Somebody's running their mouth. Anyhow. So how's the weather where everybody's at? Y'all getting some weather warfare action? In fact, maybe we should go check and see what. Hold on one second. Give me 1 second. Maybe we better check real quick. What's going on? Oh, they don't have it all loaded. But we'll just blow through it real quick. Looks like you probably get some little down there in the south. Oh, looks like you guys are targeted. Looks like you guys got a little target over your skulls there. Texas. So go to April 2nd. Man, they've really been hammering y'all. It's crazy. Anyhow. Right on. Well, is there anything you wanted to ask or whatever? We'll keep this going for just a couple more minutes. It's Saturday. Sure, y'all got better things to do. Oh, dandy. Yeah, we're covered up right now with that featureless blanket. Yeah, the wind's been out of control. Way out of control. Yeah, we had just light spraying this morning right ahead of this little front or whatever you call it. The next right, yeah, I'm here. Well, let me get you a link. Hold on 1 second here. Let's, um, okay. Here's a link. Yeah, I went through. That'll take you to that one. Oh, I guess I gotta go over here. Getting juiced. Yeah, probably be some hardcore winds along here. These are the winds that just came through. So y'all look out, Nebraska, Kansas. And let's see, where's... Okay, and this is for this one. My children are raising a lot of hell today. Anyhow. Yeah, like I say, if you don't follow Lookoutfa Charlie, you should. I mean, you really should. Share this. Especially and he's got some good educational stuff. I have not watched it all. I'm still greenhorn. But this video here, I mean, that is, if I was his family, I'd be raising some hell just off the evidence he found. Because where am I? Oh, I'm not sharing. Yeah, I am. Copy. Sorry, this one screen thing's really technical for me. That one, get rid of that one. Okay, here's a link to that video. That's the most craziest, best evidence I've seen of voice to skull ever. This video right here. And it's down in the description too. So, anyhow, all right. What's this? I'm with you on that one. And then I also seen some videos that supposedly showed the acorn, but with today's magical technology, yeah, that acorn could have gotten thrown in there because his evidence sounded like gunshots and more than one. Definitely. I'm with you on that, man. Totally. But yeah, definitely check him out, subscribe to him. He's very busy, but when he puts out stuff, he's on it. He should have a damn million subscribers. His videos should have millions of views. But he's shadow banned like most of us. So anyhow, well, we got that out of the way. Been wanting to do that for a couple weeks. So I appreciate y'all hanging out. All the love. I'm in Wyoming. I live in Orlando Beach, Wyoming. But anyhow, yeah. Really appreciate y'all. Especially y'all that have been around for a long time with me. You're my best friends. Anyhow. All right, y'all. I'm not going to do no ending stuff, so we're just going to call it good. And I hope y'all enjoy the rest of your day. We'll be sending you prayers and love from Wyoming. We will talk at you later.